Welcome to the State of Wrestling Hall of Fame 2011 special. We're going to run through the inductees and part 2. We're going to focus on the main inductee, Shawn Michaels. Part 1, here we go. Hacksaw Jim Duggan going into the Hall of Fame. He's the first ever Royal Rumble winner back in, I think it was like 1989, if I'm correct on that. It's great to see Hacksaw going in. You know, he had a pretty good career in the 80s and early 90s. And, you know, he went to WCW, did some stuff. He's come back. We've seen him on TV over the past few years doing his thing. It's great to see Hacksaw going into the Hall of Fame. Bullet Bob Armstrong. Never actually competed in the WWE. Was a former NWA champ. He's got 4 sons in wrestling. Two that you probably know the best. Scott Armstrong, who is an official right now in the WWE. And of course, the Road Dogg, Brian Armstrong, who was pretty famous back in the 90s. And his sons are inducting him into the Hall of Fame, so that's pretty cool. Bullet Bob Armstrong going into the Hall of Fame. The celebrity inductee this year, Drew Carey. He had a little bit of a Royal Rumble appearance back in 2001. Didn't actually fight anyone, didn't get touched. Kane came down, he jumped over the ropes. That's all he did, and then they're putting him in the Hall of Fame. If you ask me, it's BS, but that's just my opinion. Another guy who never competed for the WWE is going in this year, Abdul the Butcher. This guy's a hardcore legend. He's 70 years old. He's still doing his thing on the independent scene. If you've never seen any of his matches, check some of them out. He's definitely a hardcore legend. He's up there with Mick Foley and those type of guys. Definitely deserves to go into the Hall of Fame as well for what he's done throughout his career. The original diva, Sunny, is going into the Hall of Fame this year. Of course, Sunny debuted in the mid-90s as part of the Body Donnas. She managed a lot of various teams over the years, the Smoking Guns, the Body Donnas, obviously she managed. She managed another Hall of Fame team going in this year as well, the Legion of Doom, later on in her career. She had a great career as the original diva, and you know, it's good to see Sunny going into the Hall of Fame. I mean, she still looks pretty good for, you know, I'm not exactly sure how old she is now, but I mean, last time we seen her, she still looked pretty good. Sunny's definitely a diva, and definitely probably the original diva. Great to see her going into the Hall of Fame. The team that was announced this past Monday on Raw, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk, and Paul Ellery going into the Hall of Fame. These guys, I mean, they are without question one of the best, if not the best, tag team of all time. Animal and Hawk, done so much, so many different promotions. You know, they won a tag title in every promotion they were ever in, all across the world. You know, it would have been cool, you know, when they announced the Legion of Doom going into the Hall of Fame in Chicago, if Paul Ellery and Animal came out and, you know, just kind of stood on the ramp, waved to the crowd. That would have been cool, but they didn't, you know. And you know, it's going to be great to see them going into the Hall of Fame this year. Well deserved, awesome tag team. Of course, Hawk passed away a few years ago, so I'm not sure exactly who will be accepting for him, if it'll just be Animal and Paul Ellery, but we'll find out. All that and more. We don't really know too many of the people who are inducting people. We know that Hacksaw is being inducted by Ted DiBiase. Drew Carey's being inducted by Bob Barker, and we don't know exactly who's inducting Shawn Michaels yet. We're not sure who. I'm guessing Triple H. We'll find that out, obviously, coming up this weekend. And of course, inducting Bullet Bob Armstrong, or his family inducting him. So that's it for part 1 of the Hall of Fame 2011, and part 2, HBK, Shawn Michaels. We're going to do an entire part just talking about him and his career. So that's it for this part. Stick around for part 2 here on the State of Wrestling.